Bob Stoops in Oklahoma. Since Bob got here, he hasn't been afraid of going on the road and playing people at neutral sites or on the road. BYU, we've gone to Florida State and Tallahassee. We've gone to Tennessee. We've gone to Alabama, just to name a few. Now, the Sooners pack their bags for another tough road test for the first road test of the year at Ohio State of the Big Ten Conference. We'll preview Ohio State coming up next, only right here, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away! Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. First of all, I'd like to, for you guys to notice, you guys know that my short hair and all that, so I don't like to really show that off. So I usually wear my hats. What about this one, guys? Big 12 champions, 2017 for the softball. Congratulations to the ladies as they try to repeat as national champions. They'll have to do that out at Stanford. Speaking of difficult places to play, what about Columbus, Ohio, where the Sooners will play the Ohio State University Buckeyes? Finishing 11-2 last year, 8-1 in Big Ten East divisional play. The 8-1 record was not good enough to win the division. Penn State ended up winning the division and playing for the Big Ten championship. But they got a share of the Big Ten East division, which was good enough for them to sneak in to the playoff system, where they played their bowl game of 2016 in the Fiesta Bowl, which, as we talked about, was part of the CFP College Football Playoff last season. But it ended there in Glendale as they ended up losing 31-0 to our old buddy Brent Venables from Oklahoma and Clemson. That finished Dabo and the rest of his Tiggering Tigers finished 14-1 last year. The 7-1 record was good enough for the Atlantic Divisional Championship. They beat North Carolina in the ACC Championship, and later on did end up beating Alabama in the National Championship. So they beat North Carolina, Ohio State, and Alabama to finish a 14-1 record in their first national championship since 1982. My hat goes off to Clemson. Congratulations, boys. You deserve it. But the Ohio State University, not a bad team. And they'll probably be able to rebound pretty quickly with their coach, Urban Meyer, who's in his 5th year at the Ohio State University. He came in 2013, helping Urban bounce back from an 11-2 season and 8-1 in Big Ten East play and win the outright title this year. He's going to have some help from players. And some of those players come back from last year, including number 16, J.T. Barrett, who finished with 2,000 555 yards in the air, 24 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions for Barrett last year, passing for the Buckeyes. Urban Meyer and company, they always, even at Florida, they always had a good ground game to go with their passing game, and as they do this year. Number 25, Mike Weber last year got a .82. That's the number of carries he got, 182. But on the ground, he finished yards-wise 1,096 yards on the ground to match with 9 TDs, which was tied for the lead record, or with the Ohio State record last year at 9 touchdowns, tied with J.T. Barrett, who had 205 rushes last year, 845 yards on the ground, and as we talked about, 9 touchdowns. Now, when you pass for 2,555 yards, you expect wide receiver play to come up huge, and they did last year. But a lot of those guys that came up huge left. Some of them, though, that came back, that played big-time roles. Number 85, Marcus Brough, and number 14, KJ Hill. We'll start with 85, Marcus Brough, who finished with 24 catches last year to go with 269 yards and 2 touches for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Well, the Bucks also have number 14, KJ Hill, who finished with 18 catches last year to match with 262 yards. Didn't get a touchdown last year for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But you know, guys, you don't go 11-2 last year, 8-1 in Eastern Division Big Ten play without a solid defense that helped you win the tie for that division. And that powerful defense, strong defense that played so well in Norman last year, a majority of those guys are back, including number 17, Jerome Baker, and number 35, Chris Worley. We'll start with 17, Jerome Baker. Finished with 83 tackles last year, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, but did have 2 interceptions last year at linebacker for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 5, Chris Worley, also a linebacker, had 70 tackles last year. He did have a forced fumble. He didn't recover any fumbles, and also had an interception last year for the Buckeyes. Trying to keep the Buckeyes hot this year is again Urban Meyer, who is a 1984 grad from the University of Cincinnati, Bearcats. So Cincinnati might not be at that premier power helmet team, but he's there now. And just like that, he didn't start at one of the premier teams. In coaching, did Urban Meyer. In fact, he started coaching at Bowling Green from 2001 to 2002. From 03 to 04, though, he did go to the Utah Utes, who at that time were not yet in the Pac-12. Then made the big-time step in 05 and stayed there for 5 years, from 2005 to 2010 at the University of Florida. Of course, won that 2008 championship in that 5-year span, Oklahoma. Fans. Left for 2 years to go do ESPN. Came back in 2012 to college football and is presently still at the same position at the Ohio State University. So what's his record in the last, what is that now? 2001 to 27, 16 years. Ready for this one, guys? 165-29. That is an 851 winning percentage. His bowl record, 10-3. 6 winning percentage. Divisional titles for Ohio State. 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Conference titles in 2002, 2005, 06, 07, 08, 09, and 010, and again in 2014. But the divisional titles in 2012, there were NCAA sanctions that declared them ineligible for Big Ten championship play, and the 2015 record lost to Michigan State, allowing Michigan State to gain access to the Big Ten title game. Of course, that team ended up losing to Baylor. And then last year, Penn State tied with Ohio State, so they didn't qualify for the conference championship there either. So so overall conference titles from 02, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, and 2014, that should be a total of 8 official conference titles. All right, guys, this should be a fun trip. I'm going this year. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. I'm expecting a great environment. I remember last year there was some worries, if you will, about how the University of Oklahoma rented out Lloyd Noble Center. Well, this year I'm pretty sure the University of Oklahoma will do the same thing. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but they'll probably rent somewhere on campus and have a big OU tailgate party. That's really what it was. So I wasn't all up in arms about it. And I hope other Sooner fans weren't. And I hope Ohio State is just as gracious to allowing us to rent out a space for one night. All right, guys, that'll do her for this week as we preview Oklahoma football. They will play at Ohio State week 2. And as we said before, 2017 Big 12 softball champions. Congratulations to Patty Gasso and the University of Oklahoma as they tried to defend now their national championship. Not that they weren't going to before, but it is official now with this hat and with playing yesterday and beating Oklahoma State yesterday. They will play for, or at least have a chance to play and defend their national championship. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Should be a fun game this year, football-wise, at Ohio State. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to it. Columbus should be very interesting. All right, guys, as always, you can find me right here on the YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Tweet me at SoonerFanOK, or find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor. It's not that hard. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care. I'm out of here.